Hey, hi guys, good evening. So, we're about to begin. So, better grab some coffee, grab some peanuts, make yourself comfortable, and yeah. Okay, so. Hey, hi guys, good evening. Why is it? Wait a second. Ah, okay. Okay, so let me tell you what I have planned for today. So today I'm going to make a firework module. The firework module will be a bit like the original fireball module, but it will look like a fireworks. So it will shoot off like a rocket, which looks a bit like the fireball module, and at a certain distance it will just explode into a lot of fragments and have plenty of nice particle effects. So this is my plan for this evening. This firework module will be part of a little holiday pack I'm going to make, which will consist of 3 new modules. And yeah, I plan to have it done by next week. So I've made a little agenda for this. So the first step is the sketch for this module, which is already done. So the sketch for how the module will look is about this. So I will turn this into a height map using Inkscape. This will be the first step. Then I will make graphics derived from this height map. Then I will add it to the game, add some code to it all, add particle effects, make some balancing, so some basic properties like damage and so on. And finally I can deploy it to Steam, and then you can have a go at it and test it out. So, okay, so let's start. Okay, I will begin by making a height map. So this height map will represent the depth of the different parts of the module. And based on this depth map, I have a script which generates a large part of the module graphics which I use later on. So just to give you an impression, this is the target laser, this is the command center and so on. And I'm going to make something similar for this fireworks module. This module is supposed to be 1 by 3 grid spaces, right? So I will start with a module graphics which has the same size, which is the grappling hook, and I will save it as fireworks. Will not do any damage. Well, I think it will do damage. Deluxe. Actually, yeah, I'm not sure yet how much damage it will do because it has a very, wide spread and so on. But yeah, I think you can use it as a valid weapon to destroy enemy ships and so on. Okay, so let's begin by modeling the lower layer, which is just which will just be like this. So basically everything which is dark in this view will be on the bottom later on. So let's make it a bit smaller. Let's remove the contour of the thing. So. Well, it's not just a reskinned fireball. The way the projectile works is different because it will spread out, and you can use it in a different way than a fireball. I guess it's more efficient if you cannot aim as precisely. I think as a straight aimed weapon, the fireball will always be the most efficient one in a way. But since you can maybe use this weapon when you cannot fire so accurately, I think it may have a valid place in a way. Okay. So let's make this middle layer. So this is this middle one, which is a bit higher than the bottom layer. A bit smaller here, a bit around here. And okay, so let's make these little things over here. By the way, is the volume good? Should I turn up the mic, or is it good? It's actually the first time I'm streaming, so there may be a lot of technical bugs still, unfortunately. Okay, nice. So, do this. So these things will be a bit below the top layer, but above the bottom layer. So they are a bit brighter than the bottom. Yeah, about this. Let's make them a bit. I'm not so sure yet how it should look. Okay. Okay, that should be about it. Okay, so let's mirror it, group it, and put it below the other stuff. This should be this part. And then we have this big looking thing in the bottom. It has a little one on the top. Okay. Yeah, actually, I'm looking forward to do more of these dev streams in the future. I really think it's a good, place besides the discussion forums to talk to you guys and hear your thoughts on different issues. And actually, I have some questions prepared, which I can maybe ask you later on to see your opinion on things which I'm wondering about. How large is my team? Well, actually, I'm basically doing this alone. I do have some work outsourced. For example, the space background images are made by someone from Norway, I think. And other than that, the story is written by an American author. And yeah, other than that, I'm basically doing this myself. Okay. Okay. Let's put a little lower one in the middle. I'm guessing at this point you're wondering how is this ever going to look like something decent, but you will see, you will see. Okay, now we have a little cutout at the top. Yeah, exactly, this will be the height map, and I guess I will be done in a few minutes, and then I can show you how I transfer this to the actual graphics which will be in the game. Okay, there's this pyramid looking thing in the bottom. And we have these things which supposedly go from bottom to top. So I'm going to cheat a little and use a gradient for that, so I don't have to model everything in detail. Okay, let's not do that. Use a gradient. The gradient from bottom here to the top here. I guess it will look a bit strange if I make it like that. What do I set here? Okay. Okay, let's make it. It's not. Okay, Okay, so this now these do not quite go up to the top, but only to this level. Okay, almost done. Well, to be honest, Rob, when I watched the video, I realized that calling someone a peach is not as clear as I imagined it would be after watching tons of Dark Souls speedrun streams. Yeah, so any strange innuendos were not intended at all. I hope you have come to peace with it. Okay, so for a start, I would just try how it works like this. Okay, so let's export it. Fireworks.png. Export. Okay, the final step will be in GIMP. Let's close this. And let's open this fireworks thing. Okay. Nice. Okay, now that the height map is done, I can use a script which I've written, which basically makes shadows based on this thing. So now it looks like this. Now I can go and change the opacity of these shadows. So I found a good value is about 40 for each one. This is the color mask, which I will use in the end to indicate the things which will take the color the player chooses. And these outlines are also a bit strong. So basically there is an outline which is very sharp, which is this one. And I usually set the opacity for this to like 50. And I have the second outline which is a bit more blurred. So it's more of a shadowy thing. So I'm going to set this to like 70. Maybe about 50. Oops, I just changed the wrong one, I think. Yeah, okay. I guess for a start this will do. Next. Now these shadow layers are all bitmap. So these shadows are bitmap actually. The original stuff which I did in Inkscape is all vector based, but the stuff which I do in GIMP now is bitmap based. Okay, I don't know actually why this is on this screen. Let's put it here. Fireworks XCF. Okay, so next add a little bit of texture to it. So I use my sort of generic space texture, which is this here. Let's copy it, paste it as a new layer, edit, set it to multiply, and move it around a bit. Like this, like this. Okay. I guess this should be about fine. I mean, one thing to keep in mind is that in the actual game, the module will be like this. So I guess it's good to put some effort into it, but I'm also more concerned about the general image, the general height distribution, and the contrast and the weight of the image. And so far, I think it's quite good. Okay, now I make a duplicate of this original height map, and this one, and modify the whoops, sorry, back, and modify the brightness of the different parts. So basically I make the light ones more bright in order to give it more of a chromy look. Okay, actually at this point I should open a second picture. Second. Actually my thing just got in the wrong workspace for some reason. Okay, that should work. Okay, so just as a reference, let me just open another image, for example the missile launcher. See how the brightness looks for this one. Okay, so the brightness on the bottom part is about this. It is about what it is here. Okay, good. Next, in the original scan, there were these parts and these parts were a bit darker than the rest, which I will also do in this image. So I'll make a new layer, which I set to transparent and multiply. And here I will just fill, oops, like this. You just select these parts. Okay, these parts, this and this. Let's begin here and fill this with black. Okay, and set it to like like to have it a little bit darker in the top one, but not so much. Maybe like this. Okay, and I'd like to have this bottom part also a bit darker. So let's see how I can select this. Nope. 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 That might work. Okay. Let's make a new layer. Transparent. Multiply. And fill it with black. And put it to like okay. I'm not quite happy with it yet, to be honest. I think this large white part is a little bit too bright. So before I do that, let's make it a little bit less bright. Need to select everything. Yep. That's more of what I imagine. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let me add these things to the. Let's select everything. Get it. Okay. It's a bit strange. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. So now let's have a look at the color map. Color map actually almost looks fine, except that I would like to have like some color highlights on the top, maybe on the side. I'm not so sure yet. I guess it will look a little bit strange if only this part will be will take the color which the user specifies. But we can try. Okay, so now let's save everything and put it into the game. So source ship weapon. Okay, this will be fireworks.png. And now we make the color mask and export it to fireworksmask.png. Okay. Actually, did I? Wait a second. I guess I can make this a little bit stronger. Maybe it's okay. Okay, so let's see how it looks. Okay, so as a starting point for the program code of this fireworks module, I will begin with the fireball module. I'll just name it fireworks. And I need to change some parameters for this. So this is the size of the module. So it's 1/3, so I have to make it a little bit larger. This is the cost. I guess it has to be a little bit more expensive now. And the rest is balancing, and I think we should do this in the end. So this is the energy a shot consumes, it is the damage, the mass of a shot, the rebound, which is how much your ship goes into the opposite direction when you fire, and so on. Okay, oops. Okay, so for now let's just disable everything else. And what do we need to do? Okay, now we need to add it to the list of modules, which is here. Fireworks.class. And actually that should be sufficient for now. So let's compile everything and see if it works. By the way, if you're interested in you know, discussing anything, you know, just ask, and I can answer it while it compiles, for example. Okay. I guess, oops, got a slight mistake here. I guess I should just disable it for now. I actually need to update the date for this. Okay. So let's see if it works. So if I make ship, then it should actually show up. Ah, okay. I made a mistake. It does not show up. And the reason why this module does not show up is it is a 1x3 module, and I need to resize it before exporting it. So the reason is the graphics card can actually only take textures which are powers of 2 in size, so 128 squared and so on. So I need to resize it to 128. And this, and export it again. Yep. Okay. Okay. And the second thing which we should do now is to add a new text for this module. Fireworks. Select the fireball. Make a new. Make a description for it. I'm not feeling very creative at the moment. Shoots rocket which explodes into a number of smaller fragments. Should it explode upon impact actually, or after a certain time? Let's make it time-based in the beginning. Short time. Period of time. Okay. Let's just copy this German stuff. Wait a second. Firework gun. The reason why I'm writing this now is that it takes a little bit longer to clean everything and compile the new assets into everything. So I do not have to do this later on. So for now. Any plans to make the module definitions data driven? Actually, yes. It shouldn't be too hard, and actually for balancing it might be pretty good. Yeah. Second, then. So 15 carrier modules and 50 rocket launchers make 1 frame per second lag. Well, yeah. Okay, so the game is not really optimized yet for performance at the moment. So this is definitely a thing which I'm going to look into later on. But also I'm not quite sure if this large size is what I'm going for in the end. I mean, this should be 20 by 20, right? Wait a second. 14 by 14? So Kamo, you took this 30 times 30 and filled it with carriers? Am I correct? Okay. So now we have our new look. Nice. Okay. Okay. I'm not too happy with it, to be honest, at the moment. Let's see how it looks in game. Okay, I think I know what I'll change. But first, let's wait for this asteroid. Boom. Okay, good. Do you have a tentative date for when you think the game will be released? I'm planning to release it at about summer 2015, but I'm not going to rush it, to be honest. You know, if there are still bugs in it, or if I still have some features which I really want to implement into the game, then I will just wait and try to provide the best best experience for the player. And actually, I mean, if the game sells well, I'm also willing to spend a lot of time on it later on and add more features and add content packs and so on. So yeah, so to answer your question, I do intend to implement most of the stuff which I want to have in it for the initial non-early access release by summer next year. Okay, so I want to have a little color gradient for this module to make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. So let's add a new layer and let's put a gradient in it. Actually, I'm never quite sure how these gradients work. Nope. Yes. And now let's reverse it. Okay. Okay. So let's make it from here to here. Which is also wrong for some reason. Now let's make it from here to here. It was not correctly aligned. Oh, it's annoying. Let's make it from here to here, I guess. And let's make this. Okay, so let's set it to multiply. Put it here. And the other stuff. quite there yet. Let's take the curves, make it a little bit more. Yeah, I guess. I guess this should work. Should make it a little bit more, you know, three-dimensional looking instead of the way it looked before. Okay. So let's add it here. And I would also like to make a little bit more of this color depend on the player's choice selection. Not quite sure yet which parts should be colored. I guess these parts could take the color of the all the little round things here in the middle. I'm not too sure yet. I guess let's try both of it. Let's make a duplicate here and fill everything like here. Yeah. Okay. Let's select these parts here. Okay. Let's expand it by 1. And let's fill it with white for the alpha layer of this new color mask, which looks terrible. So let's not do that, and instead make it a little bit smaller. Which I guess will be fine if we make it a little bit fuzzier. Yeah, I guess this could work. Okay, let's begin exporting this. Mask, okay, and let's compile it again. Would it be easier to use the original SVG based layer for selections? Do you mean this layer? Oops. Do you mean this layer, Metal Fusion? This is pretty much what the original SVG which we exported looked like, and well, actually you're right. Actually, I should have used this one to select these different layers, but I may have used this one, which may have made it a little bit more complicated than it needed to be. Well, yeah. Okay, moving along. How does it look now? Okay. Let's put some other weapons next to it to see how it looks in comparison. Okay, I think what I do not quite like is that these outer things go so far to the side, so maybe I will erase a little part of it, and I guess then we can move on and implement some behavior for this module. Just look. Okay, good. So, how best to do it? It's actually easier said than done. Maybe I can just make this layer a little bit less white. Maybe this will work. Oops. Okay, let's try this. So let's resize this thing to that's 28 minus 6. No. Oops. Let's not make it proportional. Okay. Why am I still? Let's do it again. Let's take 12 this time. Okay. Let's put it here. Activate this stuff. It will look a little bit strange because it has shadows. This is annoying. I do not want to do everything again just to make it smaller. So maybe I can just group the shadows and do the transformation again for the shadows. I guess that would be easiest. Color masks should be okay. Outlines need to be changed too. Just put it in this group. Resize everything. Okay, rescale. Okay. Now it should actually be correctly sized. Okay, let's give it a try. I'm not quite sure yet if it's the right size. How far should it go? 41. 41. By 3 is 42. Okay. This is about the size. Okay, it's about centered in this. Okay, okay. This should work. This should work, I guess. Okay. Export this again. Export the mask again. Let's compile it again. Yeah, okay. Actually, I do like this better. It's not as wide as before, and yeah, I think it now optically it looks better. Besides, next to other modules, I mean. Okay, next. Currently, the module doesn't do anything, so we need to add some functionality to it. Yeah, let's do this next. Okay, so module graphics are done for now. I mean, maybe I will revisit them later on when graphics change. And adding it to the game is halfway done. And now we will... Wait a second. What do we do next? Okay. We will begin by making it fire a shot like the fireball module did, and then we will move along on that basis. Okay, the fireball module works like this. Okay, so this function defines the visual effect which is shown on top of the module when it is ready to shoot. So currently this is a relatively simple visual effect. It is just basically a glowing circle. I will probably change this for some modules later on, but for now I think we can take the same for our new module. We just need to place it a little bit further to the top compared to the fireball module, because it is a 1x3 module rather than a 1x2 module. Next, it needs to be able to fire. So let's begin by taking the firing function from the fireball, and basically this worked by creating a new fireball shot fireball module, adding it to the world, applying an impulse to the ship part on which this module is located, which is the rebound, and which goes into the opposite direction of the rotation of this module. And finally, when the world which is simulated is visible, then there will be a sound which is played. I mean, I will make a new sound for it at some point, but for now I will keep the fireball sound. Okay, before we continue, let's test if this works. Does your engine support non-rectangular modules? Well, the physics engine actually does, and many other parts do too. But for the editor and I guess it's hard. Let's put it this way. But actually with the no. I mean, using the rotation joint, which I will fix very soon, by the way, you can already have parts of your ship which are not you know, orthogonal to the rest. But actually having modules which are not rectangular will be pretty tricky actually. Okay, by the way, just to see, oops, how the, actually wait a second, let me test, it's actually the first time that I'm streaming, so let me test how much the streaming actually impacts the system. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. I'm streaming at 1000K at the moment, but I guess I could stream at a higher rate next time. So, I mean, it's not that the high, you know, data rate is required for this sort of stream, but it's nice to know that it could work. Okay, so let's test it. Okay, now it shoots a fireball module, just like a regular fireball. Okay, so now that we've got this working, let's have a look at the original fireworks picture to see how it should work. Okay. Okay. So okay. I'm just wondering if I should make the little fragments which shoot off be the same basic object as the rocket with the shot from the ship. I'm not quite sure yet. I guess I will start by making the first shot have a really long, you know, really long tail, or however you call it. I guess that would be nice. Okay, so let's make a new class. Let's make a shot fireworks class. And again, we will take fireball as a starting point and rename it shot fireworks. And well, let's see what is happening here. Okay. So basically, well, this is where the shot is created. And we add a module, the module from which it has been started, the damage, which is for whatever reason divided by 10. Whoops. Which may be a bug. I'm not quite sure. Wait a second. No, it's not. It's not. This is the second parameter is not actually the damage, but the size of the shot. Okay, so dividing it by 10 might be fine, but we can also just, you know, set it to 5 for testing purposes. Okay, here we set the color, which is 50% white and 50% the color of the starting module. But actually, since you know, it's a fireworks and it's gonna be, you know, colorful, we can actually make it 100% the color of the original module. I guess that would work fine. Okay, we do not need this constructor. Just in case you're wondering, the fireball shots are also used by the mines, which also fire these shots. And if a shot is created by a mine, then it is not shot from a weapon module, obviously, so there's a different constructor for it, but unless we have a fireworks mine, which would actually be pretty awesome. I should make a note of it. We do not need it for now. Okay. Here, the alpha value, which is the opacity of the shot, is diminished when the shot expires. Yeah, let's leave it here for a moment. Okay, and finally here, the particle effects for the original shot are created and determined. So, okay. So for a start, I would like to have a long tail instead of the short one from the fireball. So let's have a look at the particle emitter constructor. World emit delay, particle size, particle lifetime. Okay, so basically we want to increase the lifetime, which is this parameter here, which is 0.6 seconds at the moment. Let's just increase it to 5 to see how it works. And maybe we can then decrease this one, which is basically the time distance between which two particles are emitted by this particle emitter. So now basically 20 particles are created every second. Okay, then we have this function which is called for each particle when it is created, which basically adds a little bit of noise to them. So basically a little bit of velocity in both directions and a little bit of random rotation. And here the and this function is run at every time step. So in every simulation step this is called, and what is happening is that the colors and the opacity fades for each particle. So the particles start at full opacity and the opacity slowly decreases until they disappear. In theory. Okay, let's test it. Yuval Fatal asks, what language do you use? This is actually a language I've written myself. It's based on Java and it translates to Java in every way. But to be honest, I didn't really quite come to like the syntax of Java because I think it's very convoluted and very complicated to express very simple things. So what I've done is I've written a preprocessor which takes this language which I use, which is, I call it mJava, which is a very stupid name actually, and it translates this to actual Java code, which can then be translated by the standard Java compiler. I have written a little bit about it on my blog. I can send it to you in a second. Well, wait a second, let's just look at it. Actually, I've put the source code for this language online if you're interested. Just see if I can find it. It's actually pretty, yeah, here it is. If you look here at the blog, inside BossConstructor mJava, you can actually find some information on my motivation behind writing this language and how it actually works. And I think you can also download the source code here, which should work. Yeah, it works. So the link is still up. So if you want to experiment with it, it's a little bit buggy, it's a little bit tricky, but if you're used to how should I put it? I mean, if you've also come to hate the syntax of Java, you might want to give it a try. Okay, so let's see how it looks now. So the shots should be larger now, the particles should last longer, and they should be the color of the module. Okay. 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 So the particles do indeed last longer. The color is also correct. Whoops. And annoying enemies. Annoying asteroids. God. Okay. I think the texture for the particle is not very appropriate, and it's also not very good that they slow down so much. So this is something we should change. Okay, good. So first, we should not slow them down as much as we do now. So instead of multiplying with 1 minus the time rate, which is 1 divided by the frames per second, we should maybe make it 0.25 times this. And the second thing I would like to change is the texture. Currently I'm using Volker 1. Wait a second, I have it here. I can show you. I have to put it here. So Volker 1 looks like this. It's actually pretty bad texture if you look at it. But actually this is the texture which is used for almost all particle effects in the game. So for missiles, for fireballs and so on. But I think it might be good to have a texture which is a little bit more straight in line, so that it doesn't look as bad when you put a lot of them behind each other. So I'm thinking maybe one of these. Yeah, I think this one might be good. It's called Soft Line. Yeah, that should work. Let's test it. And if I do this, I should not rotate them randomly. This should be, yeah, that would be pretty bad. Okay, let's test it. Let's see how it looks. Oops. Oops. That was sudden. Okay. Nope. Okay, first, they shouldn't be spread out as much as they are now. Then they should... Oops. And they should be a bit longer. They should actually take the rotation which they have when they spawn. Wait a second. Okay, so let's tackle these in order. So first, I want to reduce the spread, and I want to make them longer somehow. Okay, good. Okay, reducing the spread would be just to eliminate these two lines. And then, how is the size actually determined? Let's look here. Particle size is the fourth parameter here. which is 1 at the moment. Okay, let's try 5. And also, let's, okay, I'm not quite sure if it's bit, yeah, I'm not quite sure how the particles are actually rotated when they are created by the particle emitter. So just see if it's correct. Otherwise, we have to calculate it somehow. Okay. Whoa. What? 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 Okay, I guess I do need to rotate them. Not quite understand. Why did it look good in the beginning? Strange. Okay, anyhow, let's rotate them. Which should be rectangles of them, I guess. To be completely honest, whenever it comes to trigonometry, I don't really understand it. Maybe it's correct now, maybe I have to add pi or whatever. Let's see. Okay, and next, want to make it a little bit more. I want to make it slow down a little bit more so that it gets a little trail behind it. Okay. See what I told you? Now it does rotate correctly, but it's off by 90 degrees. So there's that. Okay, let's try it. That should work. Now let's make them a little bit smaller and a little bit less long-lasting, and maybe reduce the speed a little bit more. Okay. Wait, 7.5. Let's try it. Okay. I think it looks sort of good at the end, but always anxious about particle effects because at some point Camo will send me a mail like, I made a ship having 500 fireworks cannons and I got 0.3 FPS or something like that. So, okay, I'm thinking my approach of making this trail effect is a little bit off for this module, for this particle effect, because instead of slowing them down, which would only create a trail right at the end, maybe it would be better to slow them down right from the beginning. Okay, so let's try this. So instead of changing the speed while they are running around, let's create some factor between 0 and 1, and let's just multiply the velocities with this factor. Could it work? Now let's not make it completely between 0 and 1, let's make it from 0.25 to 0.75. So 25% up to 75%. Okay. Let's test it. See, Camo, told you. Okay. Doesn't look too bad, I think, but I guess we need more particle effects to make it look less random and less fucking enemies. Okay, let's try it. You were all complaining about the bad AI, but for testing it was actually quite convenient. so okay, so let's make them a little bit more frequent and smaller. Now let's test it. Wait a sec. Yeah, yeah. Huh? What do you think? I'm actually quite satisfied so far. I mean, the thing about particle effects is always, if you look really, really close, you will always realize that it's just a bunch of stupid dots or stupid clouds or stupid things. Yeah, for example here. Maybe I will use it later on, but for now. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, another thing I would like to add is, if you look at real fireworks, you see that they never quite go into a straight line. I mean, obviously it's because there's gravity on Earth, which would not be in space, but I'm thinking it might look nice if we add a little bit of acceleration to them. First of all, to prevent them all from going exactly straight, which is not very firework-like, and also to make them a little bit curvy. Okay. So how do we do it? Okay. So we need to add a little bit of acceleration to each particle when it spawns. To be honest, I'm not quite sure if the particle... no, make the whole top row of the ship be launchers and put some micro panels for FPS testing. Huh? Ah, you are correct, Exposure is definitely an issue here. Yeah, you're correct actually. Maybe the trail doesn't need to be as long as it is now. But I will also do this testing, performance testing, which Camo proposes when I launch it next time. Okay. Yeah, it is as I've feared. There is no real... There is no acceleration on a particle at the moment. So we have to somehow implement it. Which is surprisingly annoying actually, because I cannot change this particle object or this particle class at this point. It's actually really annoying. I mean, I could make a lookup table for each shot where... Each shot? Okay, no, okay. We can add the particle acceleration as a function to the shot. This shot should be... Is it? Does the particle know about the shot from which it was fired? Particle emitter... Particle emitter... Create emitter... World... Start... Yeah, this may be the most inconvenient thing we've had to do so far. Where's create parameter actually called? Create emitter is called in the beginning, okay? When a shot is created, the particle emitter is created. Okay. Well, that's actually easier than I thought. Okay. Okay, so particle acceleration. How is it spelled actually? Yeah, okay. Acceleration X, particle acceleration Y. And in the beginning, we create a random angle. Or do we need to actually? Maybe we do not need to. Let's just try it out. Okay, let's try it like this. Whenever I'm adding some random effect, I try to use Gaussian, which is normally distributed random variables whenever possible, because I think it just adds a little bit of flavor to it. I mean, for example, if you consider the size of asteroids, there's a very, very small chance that you get a really, really huge asteroid. I mean, it happens only very rarely, but I like to have the possibility, which you would not have if you fix the range of the random variable to a certain range. Okay, so now we increase the speed in the x direction by this particle acceleration times the time resolution. Okay. Should it work? I guess it should work. Let's exaggerate it a bit to find out if you can actually see it. Oops. Next motion, identifier expected. Okay. Most random type, whoever. Okay. Okay. What? Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. It's not the particle effects which are supposed to move with the shot. Whoa. But nevertheless, we can take this opportunity to test how it looks when you have really many of them. Too many particles? Yeah, just wait, just wait. Okay, so are you ready for the stream to die because of this? So if you're calling too many particles now, surprisingly enough, I'm still getting 60 frames per second. Okay, so let's fix this bug. So instead of accelerating the particles, we change the behavior of this shot. We should not have deleted it. We also had an error here. We should have used y instead of x. Okay. Well, okay, I know. I know. Actually, this looks pretty sweet. Even though it's not correct. Okay. Yeah. Small mistake here. In case you're wondering, the physics simulation is in a way separated from the way I simulate everything. So if I want to change a parameter which is also determined by the physics simulation, I need to synchronize the values which I have on the object from the physics engine and then sync it back up to the physics engine. So this is why nothing happened. Have you considered making weapons that are on turrets? Yep. I mean, ideally, I would have a universal turret on which you can mount whatever you like. I mean, I already have this rotating joint, which I will fix soon. However, it only rotates in 45 degrees steps. So I guess in the long run it would be nice to have a turret which automatically tracks the enemy. That's actually pretty cool. At least this is what I'm getting. What I'm guessing you are suggesting. Okay. Work now. Yeah. Actually, pretty much that. I guess the random effect can be even stronger than it is now. Let's try doubling it. Aping the turrets with mouse would be nice. Yeah. Okay, so after this one, I'm going to make a 5-minute break, but I'll be right back and continue working on it. Oops, I guess that this may be a bit overkill. Man, particle effects, so great. Okay, so I guess I mean, I guess just like in reality, they can come straight back at you. Let's just destroy these guys. Okay. So I guess I'll make the random effect maybe 8 instead of 15. So roughly half as strong as it is now. Okay, let's test it. Okay, fireball, fireball. Do not like when spammed. Lasers and carrier. Yeah. Lasers and carrier are lagging. Okay. 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 I will have a look at the performance of the carrier module when I get to it. Oh. We limit the acceleration only to perpendicular to primary movement direct, so they don't speed up much fast. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense actually. Okay. Good point, Metal Fusion. Okay, so I'll take a brief break. I'll be right back, and in the meanwhile, I'll just put this on. Okay, see you. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Limit the acceleration only to perpendicular to primary movement direction. Okay. First of all, I would like to add a little bit of randomness to the speed in general, which I think fits the way we call it, firework works. So let's just add a little bit of randomness to it right at the beginning. Let's try 5. And for now I will set this to 0. So just to get this initial movement correct. And then we will the what do you call it? Perpendicular acceleration. Okay, let's test it. Did you make this? Yes, I made this. But it took me a long while, to be fair. Yeah, and it's also going to be a bit of work until it is done. Okay, so let's see if the random starting movement is okay. Okay, now I just want to make them take a little bit of a curve when they go off. Okay. Perpendicular acceleration. Yeah, okay. So we need to calculate the rotation when the shot is fired. Which again, I have no idea if this is correct. But I mean, we can learn from our past mistake and add a random pi divided by 2. Yeah, okay. And then if we have the rotation, yeah, then we can calculate it like this. Particle acceleration x is sine or cosine. This should be cosine. I always get it mixed up. Cosine of 1 is 0 point whatever, and cosine of 0 is 1. Okay, so it's cosine. Cosine of rotation times strength, which is 5 times a normally distributed variable times strength, and for the other direction we take the sine. So it's possible that these are correct, it's possible that this is correct and these are wrong. It's also possible that they are all wrong and that it cancels each other out for whatever trigonometric reason. Okay, let's try it. sort of correct, right? So some of them are really curvy way. Fucking annoying ships. Okay. Maybe add a little bit more curviness and a little bit less random at the beginning. But I think in general it's already quite nice. Okay, let's make this 8. This 3, for example. That should be the first part of it. Yeah, no. Sometimes when I compile it, it doesn't execute. I'm not quite sure why, to be honest. And for some reason this also crashed. Okay. Java claims to be dead. Let's make it again. Maybe I should close Dropbox. Maybe this causes it. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, the settings have been reset, which we have to redo now. Yep. But we can just try if it works correctly. Is it just me, or did the first shot go way farther than the others? Or am I just seeing things? Wait a second. Yeah. I guess I'm quite satisfied actually. Yeah. Okay, so next we do the cool part, where they all explode into many fragments. But first I would like to see if I can reproduce this bug. No. If I fire right away? Yep. I know why. Oh, this is actually... a few patches ago I've implemented this shockwave which comes around your ship when you spawn. Yeah, it also accelerates shots, which is maybe not so bright of an idea. Okay, let me just fix that before I go on. So, shockwave. So re-execute it. We do